hello. Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to your favorite Trotro Diaries. It's live on Joy Prime Television every Saturday at 11 a.m. We do it for an hour where we discuss pertinent issues about the society. Why are you laughing? What is wrong with you? What is wrong? Don't mind Yao. I don't know. Probably someone hit him with, a happiness shot or something before we came live. But yeah, basically, like I was saying, we start at 11 o'clock and then we discuss pertinent issues that bothers our society, but with particular focus on transport for an hour. And then, we say bye-bye to you, unfortunately. We know, lots of times that we've had discussions that, we would love to, continue or do more than an hour, but yeah. Anyway, it's proudly sponsored by Hisense Ghana. Hisense is running their Black Friday promo. It's actually ending today.
Yep.
I got myself a refrigerator from Hisense, and so it's really, really slashed. Really, really affordable prices, heavily discounted.
You got it now?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I went there just before I came in.
Yeah.
Place is choked.
Yeah, of course it will. Who doesn't want slashed, quality products that are really heavily discounted as well? And so if you're in Accra or any of their branches, which is scattered across Ghana, you can walk into any of their showrooms and get yourself a beautiful, could be an AC, television, a mobile phone, a refrigerator, whatever you think about appliances, you definitely get it from Hisense Ghana. I'm Noella Kareniali, and I'm here with my better half.
I thought you didn't say.
Why wouldn't I say? Why wouldn't I? Have you been naughty?
No, you have been the naughty one, because of late it was like, Charlie, you get somebody. Anyway, my name is Yao Odum, and I'm also here with my better half. I can say with confidence, my better half.
No be small confidence.
Anyway, today we'll continue the conversation. For the last 3-4 weeks, we've been talking about road safety. And last week, we had two gentlemen that joined us in studio. And Noella was not feeling too well, so she wasn't around. But today, we are going to continue that conversation. And we're trying to focus today on the drivers, right? Because what's going to happen next week is we have elections next week. After that, we have Christmas. And so usually most people are going to move to their hometowns or other places to vote and all that. And with a lot of these movements, we begin to record some of these crashes and all that.
Right.
And so we're going to have a conversation. Our guests are going to be helping us with some tips on how we can stay safe. But as I mentioned earlier on, today we're focusing on the driver. There's some elements that influence the driver. And so what we're going to do is we're appreciating the drivers, Charlie. Throughout the whole year, these guys have been driving us back and forth. And so we're also going to have, give out some tips on if you're a driver or even if you're a family member of a driver or you're a passenger, there are things that affect drivers that can lead to road crashes. And so our guests will be taking us through some presentations, giving us some tips on how we can go about some of these stuff to ensure that this Christmas and this election season, the accidents, we're bringing it down. In future, we're hoping for zero.
Actually, we should aim at
zero.
Zero. Yeah.
So I know Sweden has that. They have Vision Zero. And so currently, they have the annual accident rate, fatalities in Sweden, I think it's about 270.
Oh, wow.
We have 2,000.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's really, really wild. Well, in case you are a foreigner, or probably you do not know, if you're a Ghanaian and you do not know, you're probably living under the rocks. But next week, Saturday, is election. So it will be 7th December. And every 4 years, on 7th December, we vote. We vote to elect, individuals who we are convinced about their policies and their vision to transform our country and transform our lives in extension. And so next week, Saturday, you're going to have a lot of activities, very heavily politically charged environment. And we've got to actually preach peace because
definitely.
I've seen a lot of posts on social media by politicians, which I'm not very much excited about because they seem to be inciting violence. And I always say that this is the only country that we have, right? It's just one Ghana. If we decide to toll the violent lane and we destroy our country, where some of our people, they have places to go, they have citizenships in other countries, they have visas. I don't have a visa, and so the only country I've got is right here in Ghana. So for me, I do not support violence of any sort. But listen, Multimedia Group Limited this year, in fact, since time immemorial, we have been your election headquarters, and that is not changing. I don't know which other television station you'd be watching, if not Joy Prime, if not Joy News, if not Adum TV, if you're not listening to Joy FM. What are you listening to? The rest I don't really...
They probably will be listening to or watching online. If not on TV.
Right? Yeah, we're online as well. And so for our Ghanaians in the diaspora, in fact, apart from fellow Ghanaians in the diaspora, if you're a foreigner really interested in the elections right here in Ghana, you can follow online via YouTube, Facebook, X. Well, X, I don't know about X, but... Yeah. What Elon is doing with X, but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is your election headquarters, and we'll probably get more into some of the programs we have coming up, the lineup of programs we have coming up for you after this breather.
Okay.
Alrighty, you're welcome back. It's your favorite Trotro Diaries live on Joy Prime Television. And before we went for that break, we told you that we'll be delving into, in fact, we'll be bringing you a part 2, or should I say a part 3, of a conversation we have been indulging in on road safety. As you know, this year is a special year. Actually, next month, December. It's Christmas and it's elections as well.
Yep.
And so, you know, the country is charged. It's charged and pumped as well. And when people are excited, you never know how you're going to express the excitement, especially for our drivers. When they get excited, Charlie, no speed, Formula One. So we have to, educate and encourage them to, yes, you're excited, but also prioritize the human beings that you are, conveying, if that makes sense, from one place to another. People who would go into their constituencies, their villages to vote, they're definitely going to be traveling by road. And so you'd have to be cautious and ensure that, you take them all safely to their places or constituencies or villages of voting. And of course, Christmas as well. People want to have fun. People want to go meet with their families. They want to bond. They want to, be happy. And Christmas is all about love and happiness. And so it's all in a bid to ensure that we have an accident-free and a violence-free Christmas, so we can all meet in 2025 and hug each other and love on each other and all of that. So,
Yeah. So, as Noella has said, we want peace. We want everything to be smooth. We need you alive. And I think one of the things I was mentioning to Noella just before, just after we went on break was, don't allow anybody to use you for violence. That MP candidate or presidential candidate that is going to use you for violence, after is going to be the same person that's going to make the laws that would arrest you for causing some violence. So just don't allow yourself. Your family needs you alive. Charlie, you've suffered the whole year. Christmas, and jollof and all that.
That's right.
You need to be alive to enjoy it. And same applies to when it comes to the driver's side. You need to be able to speak up. We need to make sure we're doing the right thing on the road. So last week, we had a conversation. We touched on a couple of stuff. It was a general conversation, actually, on what is causing some of these accidents. So our guest spoke about tailgating. We spoke about human error and all that. Today, as I mentioned, we're going to drill down a bit onto the driver's side of stuff. Because majority of us don't have our own cars. Majority of us, 60 to 70%, sit in trotros. And so that means majority of the people, their lives are in the hands of these drivers. And so we'll be looking at, okay, what drivers need to know and understand, things that can impact them. Once again, we're joined in the studio by Frank Ejay Monet and Kweku Anansi Manso.
Yeah.
And I think for those that joined here last week, Frank is a trainer and also a road safety advocate, and Kweku Anansi is a fireman and also...
Oh, he's a fireman.
Yeah, he's a fireman. And
I need you to quench the fire on me. Then.
the
As
fire
you can
on
see,
the
I'm
hour,
red, no, so quench the
No worries,
your
you'll be
fine.
sweetness, you make fire, they catch you.
You'll be
So
fine.
therefore,
No comments. The least said, the better.
anyway, so he's also a car enthusiast, and so we brought him on board to also share his view. He has extensive experience working as an Uber driver and managing Uber drivers as well. And there's also been this trend where some of these accidents, we're seeing fire in some of these accidents.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're just trying to also bring that part into the conversation. Gentlemen, you're welcome back into the studio.
Thank you.
How is it going?
Well,
The grace of God.
well, we are managing. For us, I would say we are managing because the fires don't go out. But
Charlie.
we can just advise that as part of it, let me just put it in unofficially that please, when you're buying the stuff for the Christmas, add an extinguisher.
Extinguisher.
Yes,
Very
for the
important.
house and then for your car.
Okay.
Just walk to any nearest fire station that is closest to your workplace or your home, and just talk to the safety people. They'll sort you out. That's you'll
Out
be
of
fine.
curiosity, do the fires get worse when you have Harmattan and all that because things get dry?
Yeah, they do. Like, funny enough, it doesn't get worse. Like, it's the normal trend we see.
Okay.
It rather gets worse during the rainy season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's interesting.
People don't, except for the savannah part of the country where
Okay.
they will have the bushfires. For us in the south, it gets worse when there's rain.
Okay.
Interesting.
Fire will be another conversation, a whole other conversation that we would have.
Yeah.
But thank you once again for coming into
Thank
the
you.
studio.
Thank you.
Today, we wanted to give a bit more information, right? So as you can see, Monet, they don't try you. Monet always has the laws, and you should see the number of books he brought. He's really invested knowledge into it and all that.
Yeah.
And so today, we wanted him to take us through some of the information, and then we'll be adding the conversations
Right.
onto that, delving into it, and all that. So Monet, at this point, I'm going to hand over to you so that we get a conversation going.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, I was happy hearing you clapping for the drivers. Yes, they've done well. They've done well, especially the trotro drivers. You see, I had a closer conversation with some of them, and I jotted down some points that we are going to discuss today.
Okay.
So, without wasting much time, I would like to touch on the driver as a center of all these things that we are talking about, the human error aspect that we are talking about. Last week, I said that when we say human error, it's not only the driver. There are some other people that contribute to that. So we will have this on the screen so that we take viewers through these factors. So when we take the driver, first of all,
Okay, so I
Taking-
think we have it behind us.
yes.
And just let me add that, viewers, as always, it's about your voice. You have the questions, you have the thoughts. Don't forget to share it on WhatsApp as well. And then you can join in via Zoom, I believe, as well. So yes, Monica.
Yeah. First of all, the driver, you have to take good care of yourself. The health of the driver has direct influence on
So
all
I think you
these.
can come here so that it makes it easier for you
Okay.
to see
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the screen. And
yeah.
then I think I would
Yeah.
just take
So
over
the
your
first one here is self-care. Self-care. If you read the law, we say that a driver must see at least 25 meters ahead. So if your eye is not good as a driver and you are coming to convey us this Christmas, how are you going to help contribute to reduction in road accidents? Self-care. Also, health-wise, can you imagine a driver just goes off whilst driving, trotro with some 33 passengers, then off he goes? How dangerous that will be. So the drivers, you know yourselves. You know yourself. So take good care of yourself. You know your health condition before this Christmas. You know. Some of them, they know that by 7 o'clock, they are tired already. They are dozing off. That is the time that even the passengers will be more in the station. Still, they want to take them to their various destinations. So self-care, know yourself, take good care of yourself. If you know that this point, I'm not healthy. Please rest.
Okay, so to touch on that, although we'll go to the law part, but since you mentioned self-care, taking care, and then tiredness and all that, I know in some countries, when I visited Luxembourg in Europe,
yes,
they have stipulated times.
Yes.
So I think it was either 4 hours.
4 hours is 30 minutes rest.
There are dedicated spots that you have to stop and park. Is there anything like that when it comes to?
Yes, according it's like that in this book, the law.
Okay.
For every 4 hours, you have to rest for 30 minutes. Some drivers make it 2 hours, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Which is almost the same. So when they move from Accra to Kumasi, roughly at Lindador, they stop for the passengers to get down and buy stuff. That is the resting. So mostly monitor the drivers. When they get there, they also get down. If you are a passenger and the driver gets there, still sitting in the car for you to go and buy and come, tell the driver to get down. Because when he gets down and moving around, switching the eye to other things, it refreshes the brain for him to continue the journey. So the driver is expected to get down, not only the passengers.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
That's interesting. So, viewers, if you're traveling this next week for election, going to your hometown, whichever one for Christmas, this is something that you should be looking out for. Because I've been in VIP, but I don't think I ever paid attention to.
Oh yeah, they do get down.
They do get down. Oh, okay.
Some of the stations they've left books at the various points. So when you get there, go and sign.
Oh.
Yes. I don't want to mention names, but I know intentionally so that the driver will get down from the bus, walk. That thing alone within that few minutes refreshes the mind for him to continue the journey.
But
Yes.
that's really interesting because, you know, when I saw that in Europe, right, I was thinking, over here we don't do it. But then it also points to how some things they might be doing it, but we are not aware of it, and so it's good we ask questions.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. So we move on to family.
Okay.
Family. Last time I was at the National Road Safety Program, and the host was saying that the women, the husbands are dying, leaving you to be widows, mostly through accidents. What are you contributing to it? If your husband or your boyfriend is a driver who drives from Accra to Kumasi, Accra to Tamale, and other, then any small issue, you call him. Whether he is driving, whether he is idle, please, no, only urgent cases that you need to call. Otherwise, you distract the driver whilst he's driving. So if you're a family, if your husband or your relative is a driver, during the day, or if you know his schedules, know when to call and when not to call and disturb them. Something small, you see that, like, what is that? As if you don't get charcoal here to buy. Okay, so we move on to the environment. Yes, the environment here, we talk about the road, nature, the weather. You see, when you're driving on a dusty area or in a foggy area, as the Harmattan is coming and you're driving at dawn, you see the fog will be there. The environment is also contributing to that. So you, the driver, how are you positioning yourself towards this? First of all, our street lights, traffic lights. You see, last week we said it. The road, the potholes, the sharp curves, all those things, you have to be ready for that as we are approaching this season where we'll be moving a lot of passengers.
Can you also touch on the vehicle lights? I think that's also something like some of the lights that are being used these days.
Yes, that will be under vehicle care.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Under vehicle care. So if you don't have any question, we move on to vehicle care.
Oh.
Yes.
So whilst he goes on, Kwekwana, if you also have something that you want to add to
Yeah,
the
sure.
conversation.
I'll touch on the vehicle side. Yeah, like you said. Like so with the environment, I think what I would contribute is that the drivers are trying, in as much as we are putting them in the center now. They are trying.
Yeah.
The difficulty we drivers, now I'm going to be a driver.
Yes.
The difficulty we drivers are having is that you would use a road, wake up the next day, and there's a pothole. Like some ghost just came to dig out a pothole, especially if it rains.
Okay.
You know that, oh, I used this route yesterday, like I could even close my eye and drive. You get there and there's a pothole. You get it. So in as much as he's talking about the environment, I think for we the drivers, we also need not get complacent. Like we are so comfortable that we think, oh, I can't wait to make a Exactly.
That's one of the things that I was
exactly.
coming to.
So we should not like assume that it was just the same as it was yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Adding to that, I will add something to it. Sometimes the people or a certain area, they will personally,
Speed run.
yes, build some ramps, use some long ropes,
Rope.
big ones.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
The anchor
maybe
rope.
last night you used this road, you didn't get anything
There was
like
nothing
that.
there.
Then the next morning, and the heap of sand that they will use to construct that thing, it's against the law. We will talk about it.
Yeah.
I think what I
talk
would
about it.
also want to ask is, oftentimes when you hear people describe a certain area as an accident-prone area, for instance, the Cape Coast Road,
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people say that's a risky road.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when they say that, is it that I want to know the factors that contribute. Okay, well, I know what the factors are, but I want to know the particular thing that really contributes to a road being described as risky. Is it the drivers or the road?
Okay, so money.
How the road is constructed?
So let me help you here.
Okay.
So the part that he's talking about
Environment.
now. So I almost died on that road, not by my fault, but it falls under self-care.
Okay.
Like a huge truck almost ran into me, and I had to just swerve and go into like a ditch.
Yep.
Then he didn't even stop. Another driver comes, takes me out of my car. We tell him, go stop him, and then we come back. And under the self-care, as Moni is saying, there's a 65-year-old man
Wow.
on a BP drag.
Wait, the driver that almost.
Yes. So apparently he's taking the drug like 2 hours earlier, and he should have eaten. So self-care.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So what?
Yep.
So
he was
imagine if I
dizzy?
wasn't. Yes, he said he didn't see me
Didn't
coming.
realize.
Wow.
So he overtook what's the name? The Metromass bus.
Okay.
Plus like 4 other smaller vehicles that were in front of the bus. So all he said was he didn't see me coming. And funny enough, I had to buy food for him at the police station. But he was still hungry. Yeah.
Wow.
So imagine if I wasn't paying attention. And then I'm like, oh, make coin, I don't know, offer me
Yeah,
coin.
yeah.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's why I said today I'm going to be the driver. The thing is, we feel too like pompous. Oh, Cape Coast, there's some fast.
Yeah.
That would have been my end. So like you're saying, it's not usually just the road, and it's not just the drivers. It's not just the environment. All these things will come into play.
Yeah.
So in my case, it would have just been his self-care, he not taking care of
Against you.
himself, against me.
Yeah.
But I get you. I agree with you. But for instance, the Ibri Road,
Yeah.
the is it what's the name of that place? When you're-
Ayumensa.
the zigzag. In my opinion, it's a poorly constructed road. I don't know why it has to be zigzag.
Okay. You see, they cannot make it straight. towards-
Why? Why can't it be straight?
Okay, so
That one, even vehicles can
Go back.
get involved in accidents.
yeah,
If it's straight.
Easier.
yeah, if it's straight.
Climbing,
the big trucks will just fall.
climbing, you can't climb.
Okay.
So engineers, that's why last time I was telling you the 3 E's: the education, the enforcement, the engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have they do a lot of calculations before they construct a road.
Okay.
Especially where you are talking about. And do you know that if drivers accept that these are curved roads, so we will reduce
They
our
would-
speed, it
But
will
they
even
don't.
reduce that.
But they do
So
not.
the problem with all the accident-prone areas is that if the road at that point is good, drivers speed.
Okay.
That is the cause. If you hear that people are complaining, our roads are not good, that area,
They
go and
take their
check the
time.
accident records. They
Okay.
take their time. So speeding is a major factor.
Yeah.
I hope you understand.
Makes
And it is done on good roads in Ghana here. So sometimes I ask them, you people cry, when we do the good road for you, you kill people.
You kill people.
So
Now-
when the
now
roads are bad and you spoil your car, that the two, which one should we do?
Now you know the new one. The latest one is Agunan Kwanta to Takwa.
Uh-huh.
That's the latest
road
one.
is good.
Competing for number of deaths per day.
Wow.
Yes, because
Yes,
the
speedy.
road is good. Like now they did it.
Even the flyover? I
so-
watched a video on Snapchat. There was an accident. This thing that was
The
that
one
was.
that-
I'm telling you,
So
this
when
thing
the
was
road-
constructed.
so when the
days
road is
ago.
So when the road is good, people
Yeah.
just
They
misbehave.
kill humans, but when it's bad, they spot their vehicles. So I think they should spot their vehicles rather.
No, but let's
But
go.
to add to it, on environment, and then the question that Noella was asking,
Yep.
I think on the Cape Coast stretch too, they have what they call the 13 curves,
Yeah.
right? And so when they are constructing the roads, also to the Abri point, if it's a straight stretch, it's easier for people to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
content creators, I even learned it recently. Content creators these days even use that. If you're doing a video, they change the angles, they zoom in, they zoom out, they change different angles because it keeps the eye engaged and the person alert.
Yeah.
And so the Cape Coast one, they have the 13 curves, which are sort of like sharp curves that potentially, if you don't pay attention, you could easily be involved in an accident. So that's also one of the accident prone, some of the things that are contributing to.
Sure. Thank
Okay.
you.
So we can continue. on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I am happy you are coming in and you are helping each point to develop wider and keep it up. So we go to vehicle care, right? That's where we are.
Yeah.
Now, the normal trotro driver knows that.
Sorry, but our producer said you should also address, I don't know which part he will fall under, but he said the ladies should also dress well when they are walking by the road. But you see,
Okay, so that will fall under defensive
That will be
driver.
under defensive
Because
driver.
I think the police
but
also
ask the
mentioned-
women,
Yeah.
the men should also dress well.
oh, how?
Oh, but as for us, we are not
with the men,
attractive.
yeah.
We are
When
we
we
are
rigid.
not
sag, when the men sag,
You want to see our dirty
why are you shouting in my ear? when you sag,
This is live.
Yeah.
me too, we find that attractive. So
Oh, wow.
keep your
Sag
pants
it
up.
with your fist up.
But to Vista is less. I think it's less. It's less to the body count that they wear.
After
After
gym.
gym.
Look nice.
It looks tacky.
Because for me, when I
It's
see, I'm
really
like,
tacky.
Like Jack.
but when I see a lady, that one,
After gym.
they have
Saturday
a song.
morning.
They have a song. A driver.
How is the
Who
show?
caused that?
How has the
Now,
show
who
suddenly
caused that?
become
Now,
about
who
women?
caused that?
Please continue.
Okay, please,
Defensive driver.
let's continue.
Continue.
So the vehicle care, as you are approaching the Christmas, if you're a driver, you know the condition of your vehicle. You know, frankly speaking, if your brake is not working well, you know. If your lights are not good, you know. You know your roadworthy sticker is expiring, you know. Please, pay attention to your vehicle care. And those of you tinting your tail lights, buying some China bulbs,
Yeah.
if you read the
Thank
law,
you.
if you read the law, all the lights on a vehicle, they have a direction
Yeah.
that manufacturers
Yeah.
intentionally let it go.
Yeah.
When we were in the JHS, we have a ray and a beam. So if you use a low beam, we have a level that it should go. But these channel lights, they just split like that.
Yeah. And they are
black
blinded.
light.
Yes,
You're
Yeah,
very
just
they are
blinded.
blinding the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
So
even
please.
be at home. Some of these lights will be entering your room.
Yes.
The
and,
white ones.
and some of them too, when they step on the brake,
Yeah.
then a certain light will pop up.
At the back.
White one, or their lights will be blinking at the back.
Yeah,
now
Christmas
that thing
light.
is not good. Now let us test this thing. Look at one particular point and blink your eye continuous for 10 times. If you step on the brake and your tail light is blinking, that's the same thing you are doing to the
Yeah,
driver
the
behind you.
person
And
behind
it will reduce his focus.
Yeah, vision.
So please take good care of your vehicle.
Since we're talking about the lights, I have seen these lights that they are putting on the streets. You have one around Awoshi.
Yeah.
White lights. For a moment, I don't know if you guys drive past there in the evening. They are so bright.
flash.
That, yes. So there's Awoshi, there's one around Ayimensa. They fall on your eyes so badly for the moment that you drive past and you can't see. I don't know if you guys have paid attention.
Yeah. So I do that.
I understand there's one at media as well.
Yes, I do that immense and stretch a lot. So I've seen. So the idea was, it was a good thing to sort of traffic monitoring.
Wait, are you the one that placed the lights there?
No.
We're speaking for the lights people.
The idea was
Like it was meant to help. 'Cause
Okay.
I have helped someone through the police service to track a car that was stolen before.
Okay.
So there are cameras there that ideally the lights are supposed to just give a very small flash in the night, so it captures whichever car is passing. I mean, we get the number plate
So it's for security purposes.
for security purposes. But for some reason, our maintenance thing.
It's terrible.
It's just
So
on.
it's either sometimes it is just on.
Yeah.
It's not going off, but that's not how it's designed. So I think for this one, you're
You have
right.
to
So
check it.
our road safety guys should just check it and resolve it for us.
Because I
Yeah.
realize anytime I get there, for the moment, so let's
Yeah,
say
when you get past it, you can't
50
see.
meters to it, you can't
You
see.
can't see.
So okay, so the trick, let me as advice, if it's still on, as a driver, the trick you have to use is when you
Sometimes-
realize you are getting
hold
close
on.
to it.
Sometimes some of the things our producers say in our ears, we have to actually communicate it because they are there. They're just saying the things in our ears. But continue.
So the trick is, since you know where they are,
Yeah.
or if you are getting close to them, just flip down your, you know that sun blocker in
Yeah.
the car.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
just flip it down so that it blocks the rays from getting into your eyes.
Okay.
Then you can just.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so there are laws governing the lights at the right
But
time,
what
another time.
before you continue, what you suggested, which
Yeah.
I'm happy about, that's temporary.
Yeah.
Let's actually encourage the road safety people to do
Yeah.
something
Yes,
about
yes,
it.
yes.
For some, for the others that wouldn't
That
be
would
able
not,
to,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
They
get
should- they
this
should just fix it.
temporal.
Yeah.
So National Road Safety
application.
Authority, if you are watching,
Yeah.
I think this falls under you. Those lights are on consistently.
Yeah.
They are blinding
They shouldn't.
drivers.
They are blinding drivers.
Yeah.
And you know, it's also right after the traffic light, the main Awoshi traffic light. And so cars are moving, you know, people are changing lanes. Please pay attention to it.
Right.
Okay, so we go to the next one, which is defensive driving. Please, if you're a driver, know the driving principles and drive accordingly. When we get to a junction where maybe the traffic light is not working or there's no traffic warden or police, what should we do? We do this, one at a time. You see this? So if you are coming from here and I'm coming from here, sometimes you get to a junction, you stop for one to go, and all of them, as if
You are punished.
yes.
Yeah.
So it should be one at a time. At an intersection where there are no controls in traffic, you go, one person will go, the other. We follow. We will not need, we are humans. We will not need traffic lights or another human being to tell us what to do if we understand this and we apply it. So drive defensively to prevent these kind of accidents.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
This is one of the things that I find so strange. Those times, there used to be some mentally challenged guys around the STC area, Abosokai. Mentally challenged people will direct traffic. It will flow.
Yes.
The ones that are stable, that we say we are stable sitting in the car.
Mentally, are you sure? Mentally challenged people?
Yeah, there was one.
Like
one of
full
them.
on
Yes,
Yeah.
these are like people on the
He
street.
used to
they
live
will
in the
direct.
cemetery.
street
Yes.
people or mentally
No,
challenged.
some of them are street guys. There was one popular one I would do, I think he passed.
Yeah, he
Okay.
passed on. Yeah.
But they were like mentally challenged ones.
Wow.
They would direct, they will go. But the supposed correct, educated ones that they have bought car. When we get there, producers say, oh no,
Right,
just
said that.
but the other thing I also realized was I visited South Africa as well. Some countries do these things well. Oh. They know when
Yeah.
they get there, maybe the first 2 or 3, they go. This
Then this
next
one
thing
will
go.
follow, yeah.
Ghana, the last person to get there wants to be the first.
And
to
that
go.
is why when you say defensive driving, I think we should really stay there a bit and explain further
Yeah.
because defensive driving for somebody can actually lead to,
accident.
you know, people interpret, you know, the laws differently. People
Okay.
understand it differently.
Okay.
So the defensive thing, sometimes someone will be driving and say, I have the right of way. So if somebody is coming, the person, whether the person come and crash me or not, I am going because I have the right of way.
Okay, so let me touch on it.
Yeah.
Defensive driving comes from the word comes from the word defend. If you go to the football field, the defender prevents the striker from entering the zone to come and score. So if you are a driver, anything that you do to prevent an accident at a point in time, sometimes the fault may not even be from you.
Yeah.
And as you are driving, you notice somebody doing the wrong thing, and you also go because you have right of way. Your safety comes before your right of way. Key
So
thing today,
essentially what you're trying
your
to say
safety
is,
comes before your right of way.
so essentially what you're trying to say is beyond the book, the theories and, you know,
Aye.
the laws in the book also
Yes.
apply common sense.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
That one there.
Your
If you don't,
safety
you
comes
die.
before. Sometimes when the light is green and you realize the last person that left is just after the intersection, don't go. Although it's green for you. So green does not mean go, 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 and go. Last time I told you. Green means you may go if it's safe.
It's safe.
Safe, yeah.
Yes. Yes. So defensive driving, anything that you do for your safety and the safety of others to prevent.
It's what you should
yes,
do.
it's what you do.
Okay.
Okay. So we come to the law. So this one, I'm charging the crew. We have to hit the road as drivers to give us 5 laws in this book, and then we give them gifts. I don't know whether we can do something. Just 5.
Are you going to sponsor the gifts?
That's what I'm saying. I'm charging the crew.
Maybe high cent.
Maybe
We can do that.
Maybe I have
Yeah,
something.
most definitely.
Yes. Any 5 or 10 laws that the more you quote, the more we give you something and see. It will be interesting.
Mr. Money
law.
will sponsor with money. Thank you. That's bar.
Yes. Okay. So the law. In fact, I went to Northern Region Wednesday. And on our way, I bought a ticket. I don't want to mention the transport. And at a point, he stopped for somebody to come and preach in the bus. And then I told the mate to tell the driver that, is he aware that it's unlawful for him to drive for somebody to be preaching on the bus? He said, oh, yeah, it means it's something they've been doing all the time. And it's against the law.
Yeah.
I'll let Anansi read. I have placed a pen here.
Yeah. So I think especially for the law, when we come, we have to delve deep. We'll go for a break shortly.
Yeah.
And so what we'll do is that when we come back, then we can go into reading of the law.
Okay.
So that, because it's the law, people need to know it,
Yeah.
so we need to give it more time.
And they should they should take note of that law so that they will quote it when they tell the suffer. Even some of the passengers will fight you.
Yeah.
Even the pastor will rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Yes. So the law must work. So before the break,
Yeah.
I think I can kill this before the break so that
Okay.
we end with this. So future expectation. The same driver taking you to your final destination also has some plans. He wants to be a better person. And that thing is more of cognitive, a dream. As he's going, you may see
thinking.
everything perfect, but there are a lot of things running through his mind. Running through his mind. Even some of the car owners give pressure. A lot of things after the break, we will take some of those things and then practically hit on them so that we can also help our drivers to have a sound mind to drive.
That includes love, expectation, to broken hearts.
Everything they did, the cognitive
Yes, check
aspect. Yes.
The woman,
Love
the woman.
yourself. Love yourself so you don't have broken
So,
hearts.
I think we
I
can
don't
have
know
the
why
break
all of
now.
a sudden we have to
No, so
lambast the women.
we have these two. Let's touch these two.
Okay.
Car owner and passengers.
Okay. So the future expectation, I said, a driver wants to marry you and you are giving him tough time. And he gets involved in
God.
accidents. That one too, you are the cause.
Oh,
So the
God.
ladies, please
Have
treat the
mercy.
drivers well. Yes. And
How
then
do
we
you-
go to car owners and then the unions. You see, as I said, the car owners, some of them, they give pressure. The driver will tell you, the tires are not good. Give me money to buy new ones.
Fakobra.
Or say, oh, manage it. Oh, yen kakran kakra. At the end of the day, when there's an accident on the motorway, the same car will now say, Nancy, the driver for more hard drink. No. Car owners and the union, some of them, they buy the car, they give it to a certain body to manage. So when a driver reports a problem on the vehicle, please, for the sake of his life and that of his children and other things, and the passengers that will come and board the bus, work on it for them. Yes. Then we go to the passengers. Yes. There is another law for passengers. When a driver is driving and you molest the driver, you cause anything,
Molest.
it's in the law. You read. Listen.
Oh, yes, I'll
it's
read.
there. Molesting the driver.
Molesting or obstructing a
So
driver.
read for me. Read for
Okay.
me.
So law,
Read.
Put the
We are
molesting
ending
in
it.
context.
That's the last thing.
In proper context.
No,
because
it's molesting. It's
Molesting
there.
is molesting.
How?
molesting.
Having sex with a driver.
No,
That's
it's
what the
not
law
about
is
sex.
saying.
Insulting the driver is molesting.
Read it
Abusing.
before you go.
So a person,
Listen.
Rubbing your hands.
in the driver's seat.
It's regulation. What?
this is regulation 115
of LI
of
2180.
LI 2180.
Yes.
And I read,
The title, yes.
molesting or obstructing
Oh
a
my
driver.
God.
So this is what it says.
Yes.
A person in a motor vehicle shall not obstruct, harass, or molest the person driving
Thank you.
the motor vehicle while the motor vehicle is in motion.
Motion. Add
So
the
if you want
Let's
five
also
drivers.
talk about the drivers that the house will be here, minding its business, and the driver will bring
the
it.
law didn't speak for the passenger. The law is
how
speaking for
about
the
that?
one operating the vehicle.
Producer says that's enjoying whilst driving.
Please add the passengers, the
So let me just add the
preaching.
116.
the preaching, yeah.
So after molesting the driver,
No, hold on. No. For the law things, I really want us to go into
Please,
it.
I have
Okay.
a problem with the
So-
word molesting. Let's use
Ask
abuse.
the,
No, please.
ask
this one
those-
I have to go to parliament.
Hold on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a quick commercial break. When we come, because
We
some
read
of
the law.
these laws are very interesting.
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
How can a
Molesting.
passenger molest a driver?
It's
We're going to
impossible.
commercial break. When we come back, we're going to look at these interesting laws.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
You're welcome back. It's your favorite Trotro Diaries on Joy Prime Television. We've been having a heated, not a heated, but we've been having quite a conversation in the studio while we went on a break. I don't know why suddenly accidents happening in this country have been attributed to women not dressing well, women molesting men. A whole man, a woman can molest you. Hey, anyway, so we're going to be continuing the conversation with Mr. Money. Explaining further on the laws. Before the break, I think he touched briefly on the laws that are against pastors that preach in cars. I want us to hit on that more, please. Let's leave the molesting.
But before he goes, before he continues with that, show is definitely proudly sponsored by Hisense.
Hisense,
Their
yeah.
Black Friday promo is ending today. To say this one is not who. And
It's ho.
yeah. As you can see behind
In
me,
the spirit of
make sure you
Christmas.
go there. I stopped by actually, right? I saw some really nice this thing. What do you call it? Microwaves.
Right.
They have some microwaves. They have some juices. You know. Now I started doing more of the cooking and
Yeah,
stuff. So,
Okay.
Obviously, Mr. said that small branch, no maybe Anna.
oh yeah, they're up in there. There.
Okay.
I think the next
juices.
thing I want to get would be a washing machine.
Oh yeah.
I've been meaning to get it for a minute. And I mean, if the owner of Hisense is listening to me, hello. But anyway, I'm still going to attempt to get that. God help me, during this 3-day promo. If not, it's back check Christmas promo now. Of course, you should expect more promotions from Hisense. But yeah, like I was saying, get into any of their showrooms. The discounts are crazy. They're crazily amazing. I got myself a refrigerator, like I said, and the prices will amaze you. They've been heavily discounted, heavily slashed. And so if you don't take advantage of, this promo, and yeah,
And the wallet.
In 3 days, say for Bronya ho for Akoko.
that's right.
In for Black Friday ho for now Hisense.
That's right.
That's all.
Anyway,
Bars.
Bars. Yeah, Charlie.
See how he's hyping himself.
Hey, producer, don't you guys have Joy Prime Got Talent?
Quarter bar. A quarter. I've been giving bars for centuries. I've not been
beg.
making noise.
But your bars
Quarter
not the
bars.
For Black Friday
We will set a stage for
for
you.
Hisense. Anyway, money.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I have been given the duty of.
Reading
Yeah.
the law.
So since I'm a Catholic, I'll read it like the Bible.
Sorry, before we go into the law,
Yeah.
there was something on the defensive driving, right? Because I think it's one of the major causes as well. Now, so you're saying defensive driving. Does it apply in Ghana? Because Ghana, no, just 2 centimeters, obi raho. Into ube now for 2 hours, then defensive nuclear flew.
Yes. When I know and I practice, teach you practice. It will take some time, but it will happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of us, when we are driving, we get sad because it seems what we know, our brother or sister who is driving on the same road with us do not know.
Yeah.
And it's painful.
Especially
And,
man.
and last time, I have a burger friend who has been driving in Ghana here for about 7 years. He went to US and his driving test, he failed 3 times.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, you're going to fail.
Because the
You're
driving
gonna
we are driving in Ghana, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So on the defensive part, yeah. So the idea is that it should not just be about you trying to get in front of someone or avoiding accidents. Sometimes it's even about protecting the other driver.
Yes,
So I'll give you an
yes,
example. On Wednesday, I closed around 5. You see the stretch from Old Parliament.
Okay.
So where the new Kwame Nkrumah.
Mausoleum.
Yeah. So a guy burst a tie right on my left side. Then because there's traffic, no one wants to stop for him, but there's a bus stop to the right side, and he's in the inner lane.
Okay.
So what I did is I made a few of the trotros go, and then I blocked the road like halfway, and come and see the insults, you know. Then I just needed to take my time and explain to those behind me that, Charlie, what pine tight? Into your bit my answer bus stop. Because other than that, if the police starts calling that the traffic should flow, someone might run into the guy. So sometimes these are some of the small things. So on the junction, you would have to take care of whoever is in front of you and the one behind you. We all have to do it. Gradually, it will change. As for that one.
Defensive driving is a topic on its own that we can.
I
have some
agree.
pictures, charts that we can practically come and position the vehicles and those things so that we learn.
Because I usually, like, especially when I went to South Africa, I saw Ghanaians, we don't know how to drive. Whether we like it or not, we don't know how to drive. Well, it's different. Like, Ghanaians will drive junction, they will enter. He doesn't know who is coming from the left and right. And so sometimes, like, I try to follow these things, but you stop for one person, and 20 cars will punish you.
Like sheep.
So sometimes, but as you said, we'll get into that. Let's get into
So on the prohibition of nuisance on a commercial vehicle.
Okay.
This is LI 2180. So I think for GPRTU and all the other transport owners, maybe they should get the LI.
This is the driver's Bible.
Yes, be reading it to their drivers over time.
So we've got about 5 minutes. So
okay, so a person shall not cause or permit to be caused nuisance, including preaching and hawking on a public.
Hawking?
Yes.
Selling.
Selling,
Okay.
On a public or commercial vehicle while the motor vehicle is in motion.
That's the law.
Wow.
Yes. So if you get to lane that one, you park and come and sell on the bus, you are allowed. But the moment we hit the road and we are going to Kumasi, then you see in the night, they'll go and stop somewhere, the Konongo or wherever, then the bread sellers will enter. And then the bus is still in motion. It's an offense.
Because, I mean, for some of the long-distance vehicles, previously what they would do is the preacher will be preaching for some distance, maybe to Amasama or something, and then they were light. I don't know if that has changed. So that's actually against the law.
Yes.
Hey, Charlie, this one, if I go and say there, Umbeka can be a fool.
Yes. Even when I said it, I had that experience. When I said it, some of the people, say, please. You see, some things are spiritual. When this preacher, maybe he's very charismatic, says something, the driver begins to speak in tongues as he's driving, then the spirit will also show up. Where will you be? You passengers, where will you be?
So on the safety side, I'm a fireman, so like you said, the accidents that happen and there's fire and all that. On the safety side, it is not good because, you know, the drafters of our laws, they are not daft. Yeah? The idea is, if the bus takes 60, the preacher comes in, it's now 61. If there's an accident, nobody in that car is entitled to insurance.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Overloading.
That's a good one.
So it's the reason why they allow you to do it when the bus is stationed, not in motion. So we should just pay attention to that.
And I think it's very interesting, right? Especially with the site, like the mention of preaching and all that.
Yes.
I think the things that we as a people, we do, and sometimes we complain about these accidents, we complain about the loss of life and all that, but you realize that there are things that we ourselves are actively doing that are contributing to it, but we're taking it for granted.
For granted,
Exactly.
And I think some of these things are things that we should have a conversation about, because if what's a trot from now, we are too no, and you know those kind of stuff. So very interesting, very insightful.
It's been very educative, very, very, very entertaining as well. I, for one, I didn't know that women can molest men. Thanks to today's show, I know. So I know better now. And I mean, I like the fact that they advised as well that if you're a woman and a man is asking you to put your hands on his thigh for, inspiration, do not do it.
Don't do it.
Do not
You
do
might
it.
end up dying.
Okay?
Yeah, so
do not do, because if, like the fireman just said, if an accident happens, insurance won't cover it because you've broken the law. And on that note, I want to also encourage you to pass by Hisense, any
Yeah.
Hisense showroom, their Black Friday promo is ending today, and you really want to take advantage of the promotion because they have slashed, heavily discounted all their products, as you can see on your screens, from television sets to sound hoovers, to refrigerators, to ACs, to mobile phones, to kitchen appliances, vibrators, my producer says. So anything at all is possible at Hisense. Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Sorry, I'm confused.
The vibrator confused you.
There are no Hisense vibrators. I beg you. Fridges, ACs, washing machines, cookers, and all that. But anyway, thank you to Hisense for supporting the show.
Yeah.
And gentlemen, thank you so much. It's been 2 weeks that we've had them on the show, sharing very insightful stuff. And we're hoping that people that are watching, the drivers, the passengers, the family members, are paying attention, and we're all going to contribute.
And next week, Saturday, is elections. Guys, please prioritize peace over any political affiliation.
Are you voting?
Whether you are, of course I am voting.
I know. I forgot something. Can I chip it in?
Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
So I'm grateful that the calendar bullied all of us. So Monday, we those in uniform, we'll go and do our thing. Then on Friday, Saturday, the entire country is our responsibility. So we encourage everybody, if you know you need to go to Boko, please, Friday is a holiday. Go start on Thursday. By Saturday morning, you are there. When you are done voting, please go home.
Go home. That's
You will
right.
hear the announcement on TV. Enjoy in your house.
Yeah.
Don't go out there and do anything.
And on that TV note, remember that multimedia is your election headquarters. And so we're going to be broadcasting from Joy Prime, Joy News, at Doom TV, on radio, on Joy FM. In fact, all our platforms, we're going to be giving you in-depth analysis. In fact, you'd want to stick with us because we are your election headquarters. And on that note, I'm Noella Kariniali. I did this with
Yao Odum. Enjoy your weekend and see you next week.
Right.